These are some of my favourite videos to make because I get to open random parcels that I bought months and months ago and forgot to open. So let's get into it. We have got a bottle-shaped cardboard box. It ain't a massive bottle, is it? Is it going to be a boring bottle? Let's take a look. The packaging's pretty crap. Oh my gosh, there's no packaging in there. It's just one of these new eco boxes, which are fine and fair enough for the environment, but again, don't put anything premium in there. But that's okay, because this isn't that premium because it comes in a nice plastic bag, and it is, boom, the Bimber King Charles III coronation bottling that was done to celebrate the coronation of King Charles on the 6th of May 2023. Funnily enough, we did our own coronation bottling, but we did quite a special one. We bottled a 27-year-old Macallan with a label design by David Holmes, the legendary Macallan designer who did all the anniversary malts, the royal marriages, etc. This is, well, let's take a look at it. Let's see what it is. The box is gorgeous. I do like Bimber's design style. I do like Bimber's work that they've been doing in some of the modern releases that they've been doing. The Spirit of the Underground series is fantastic. Piece of whiskey any good? Probably no one cares. It's just going to be collected because you live near that tube station or you've got a connection to it. Is this one any good? Well, again, who cares? People are buying it because it looks like a nice release. Now, on the front here, the first thing to note is that you've got the official cipher, or the official insignia that was used to celebrate the coronation, and it was designed by Johnny Ive. Johnny Ive is a man that I've got monumental amounts of respect for, and I still can't bring myself to spend the £400 or £500 on his book. But basically, Johnny Ive is the guy behind pretty much all the Apple products. He's probably one of the country's best, designers that there has ever been. So huge respect to Johnny Ive. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love this design, and the rest of this. Yeah, it's quite quirky. It's quite fun. Small batch edition of 1,400 bottles, a superlative marriage of ex-bourbon and ex-red wine single malt whiskies, approved by the master distiller. Well, I bloody well hope it was. Anyway, inside we've got, what have we got? Pretty standard Bimber bottle. I do like these Bimber bottles. They are quite nice, aren't they? Their profile is quite good. They're just quite attractive. And again, there's nothing really that special about this. We've got a bit of gold foiling on here. We've just got a reprint of that Johnny Ive design. And yeah, that's about it. It's quite nice. Why did I buy it? Well, you know what? I quite like these Bimbers. I bought the other Bimber release as well for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Let's have a compare of them together. Well, is there much difference? Ooh, nice. Is there much difference between them? Not really. It's just like a churn label. And this is, I love this. You know, it was £85 when I bought it, but I'm going to talk about a few different things about it that I quite like and don't necessarily like. The first thing that I don't like is lazy, I was going to swear then, lazy design. Taking the official emblem, no matter how good this design is, and slapping it on a bottle to celebrate the royal marriage is just cheap and boring and quick. Copy, paste, release. And we saw loads of these from loads of different distilleries, and all they've pretty much done is taken that logo, slapped it on and used it as a marketing opportunity. There's so much more. Like if you look at the Charles and Diana, the original Macallan Charles and Diana release, that was a marriage of two casks from their two birth years. You look at some of the other ones, and it's the ABV is specific to the rain time and stuff like that. Loads more little hidden subtle meanings and hidden subtle features in there. A bit like our coronation bottle. Again, go and watch the video on that one. They've all sold out now, but there's so much going on in here that it's not just a quick release to make a quick bit of money, which is I think what these Bimber bottles were, but who gives a damn, because I like them and it was 85 quid. It also highlights a point of something that's quite toxic in this industry, I think, that's not necessarily on the part of the distilleries, it's on the part of the buyers and the flippers. Now look, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with flipping, there's nothing wrong with buying a bottle of whiskey and flipping it into auction, but I just think some flippers are so short-sighted. I mean, this was released at 85 quid, an edition of 1,400. It sold out in minutes online. I think it sold out in about 3 minutes online. And that is testimony to the amazing work that Bimber do with their distillery and the amazing work that they do with their drinkers, you know, their fans. They've got a huge following online, very active forums, and they produce fantastic whiskey. You know, let's not forget that. But seriously, there's been 70 of these flipped at auction already, with an average price of 135 quid. So by the time you've bought it and paid your shipping on top, which I think was like a fiver, so you're up to 90 quid, and let's say that you've shipped it to your auction house of choice, there's another tenner gone, you know, the average price was only 135. So before any of your fees, you're looking at a 50 quid profit. So you're looking at making 30, 40 quid. And I think on average, these are dropping now down to sort of like 100, 110 pounds. So there's very little profit left in them, which leads me to sort of like an obvious point. Like, what on earth are you going to reinvest that money into? This is a great bottle. This will be, at some point, a piece of history in 10, 15, 20 years' time, when perhaps King Charles isn't on the throne anymore, and maybe Prince William and Prince Harry had all that controversy, and now we're looking at a new king and a new line. These things become pieces of history and are very good additions to your collection. I love them. Like, don't get me wrong, I think these are really nicely designed bottles in terms of like they look aesthetically pleasing. They're not necessarily that interesting as bottles, but they look quite good as bottles. But seriously, like, the game is longer. Whiskey investment is not a quick buy and flip game, you know. It has been historically, but look at the market. The market is going softer and softer and softer. Why? Because the flipping game is mostly driven by the greater fool theory, because people follow the market, they don't follow the head. If they see prices going down, they start paying less. If they see prices going up, they start paying more. It's the wrong way to go about it. But anyway, this is just a quick video about that 85 quid bottle that I bought, which does represent a lot about the market. We're going to talk a lot more about the changing shape of the market in coming videos. So if you're new, welcome. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any more of our recent videos.